Yeah, right? Okay, so welcome. Hey, guys.
Hello, how are you doing tonight?
You want to know why I'm doing so good?
I
Listen
would love
to this
to find
text I just got.
out. Read it out loud.
I was pretty sure I was about to.
Hurry up.
Okay, can you put a muzzle on that bitch over there? I thought I was the aggressive one. And now, live from the kitchen table of a one-bedroom apartment in Santa Barbara, it's the Great Highdeas Podcast! So, shout out to someone that was mentioned in a previous episode. They just texted me. Yellow, actually. YELO. Come on. The coincidence there. Are you interested in bartending on the Channel Cat? We have some trips coming up. The answer is yes. You know what the Channel Cat is, right? To all the people out there that know what the Channel Cat is, yeah, that's what's up.
Do you know who owns it?
I want to say I've been told, but I know who the person that has been taking care of it for a long time is.
Oh,
it's Cliff.
cool.
And then now Captain Ron.
Captain Ron's back?
Captain of the Channel Cat.
No.
Shout out Captain
Ron, dude.
But yeah, no, Captain Ron just texted me, do you want to bartend on the Channel Cat?
I think the only answer is yes.
Obviously, yes. Literally.
Obviously, yes.
Literally what I texted
Now he's got to like, oh,
no,
man.
he knows. He knows.
He was overly aggressive. He said, obviously. Was it obvious? Like,
I'm pretty sure it was.
would you rather have a
obvious.
text message or a phone call for that kind of gig?
From Captain Ron?
Yeah.
I would expect nothing but a text message. I don't think Captain Ron has made a phone call in 40 years.
That can't be correct.
No, he just puts out energy in the world and people
They didn't
flock to
have
him.
text messages 40 years ago.
Dude, but they did have fax machines while the samurai were
They
still...
didn't. Yeah, sure.
Did you see that Instagram meme? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yesterday?
It could be.
Samurai lasted till like 1867, and the precursor to the fax machine was invented in 1843.
The precursor, like the typing, like
It
what?
was like the electronic typing phonograph. I totally fucked that up, but you can Google it. It's definitely out there. But it was just someone being stoned on Instagram saying it's possible that a samurai once used a fax machine, and I went, tell me more.
I mean, it could be true.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea. Why don't we have a mechanical machine we can use to type, like just talk to, which will then send a physical signal to someone over a wire rather than through some kind of proprietary cloud that you don't have actual proof.
I bet you that the technology used to make vinyl records would be advantageous into making that happen.
How do I own the space between my vocal cords and the sensor in the microphone?
You don't own the space. Technically, I own the space because it's my equipment that's recording.
I think it's because we're on your property.
No, it literally has to be if you record something, it's your property.
Yeah, but
that's why like they can't like do cease and desist orders for people that bootleg concerts.
So
you can cease and desist from them releasing like a vinyl record version of it or like a CD of it, but you cannot cease and desist them for recording it.
No,
because
of
it
course
is technically their property.
That's why it's really fun to have your own personal concert CDs.
My own personal concert
or
CDs?
you may or may not give to your friends.
We've been over this. I don't give any of my music to my friends because I'm shy as fuck. But I'm down to get stoned as fuck and just talk about bullshit in public.
Well, I mean, but you
Ad
could
infinitum.
play it here, and I could record it on my phone, and then are we committing the same crime?
There is no crime being committed.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
What I'm saying is we can't then go and like make CDs or DVDs from it.
Didn't you
We
ever
can
go to the
record.
library, the public library, and photocopy books for
Photocopy?
free? Froto.
A photocopy.
Meow. See. Anyway.
Yes.
Fuck you
I mean,
guys.
no, fuck you too. That's how you do research papers.
That's right.
You go and
You
you
had to go photocopy, and
But who's making the money there, the library or the photocopy machines?
you could go to the university library and pay like the 10 cents per fucking page,
And then own that book.
and then fucking get it.
No.
Which the book was always cheaper after you copied the entire thing.
I
but
bet if you photocopied 350 pages at 10 cents, it was probably still cheaper than what you paid for it at the UC bookstore.
sometimes no.
I would argue that
But we would always
100%
photocopy.
yes, dude.
They should have one book, or maybe three, out of principle. maybe an odd number so that you can always fight over the last one.
Okay.
In the library, I think this is how they do it, to be honest. And everyone's able to use it. And all the copies, like they expect one person to spend the time copying it. And that creates like a unity and like it creates a way to like work together to like, all right, you're on duty because 9,000 fucking pages later, you're fucking ready for a drink.
Dude, this is what I'm telling you. I've had this idea, this great idea has been in my mind since college. I used to be a heavy torrent user.
Yeah.
Back in the Oink days and then the Waffle days and Pirate Bay. Shout out to anyone that knows what Oink is, by the way. You're fucking awesome. But to start a torrent, like a private torrent tracker for your school books. So one person buys it, scans it, and then uploads it as a PDF or a EPUB to a torrent site where anyone taking that class can just torrent it.
Didn't you guys set up DC++ on UCSB?
I don't know
that was your roommate.
Is. No, I don't know what that is.
That's what the lawyers would advise you to say.
Wink, wink, but also not wink.
It was the same as like the IRC.
I was too old for that shit. That was your generation. Literally, all I had was torrent and network. I never got into IRC or DC++. What? DC++? Is that what you said?
There's a whole bunch of different things. Like, did you ever have Napster?
Yeah. Napster was file sharing.
LimeWire?
Yes. Again, those are the precursors to torrents. But, like, the torrent vibe of, like, 2012 or 2002 to, like, 2007 was insane for music and programs. Movies, not so much because of the file size and internet speeds weren't just what they are now. But music especially, like, torrents became, like, the substitute for LimeWire and Napster.
Well,
and there was private communities that you had to be invited to, so they were hyper secure.
That's right.
Like it was something where it's not like the Pirate Bay where it's like we live in Sweden or Denmark and fuck you all, come extradite us. This is like we'll start a private community that you have to be invited to with the special login. And the best part about it was you had to share more than you downloaded.
Always. Oh yeah, you always had to upload more. You had to have an upload rate. I remember that.
And so that whole thing was great for music and comic books, books, EPUBs, and shit like that. But never school books. So I really wish there would have been they would still be doing it today if I had said something in public back then, I guess is what I'm saying.
They are still doing it today.
I gotta hope so. Like someone just
the same channel you remember as a kid is still going.
Good.
I checked.
Okay.
You don't remember, man. Like the old shit, like you could get like anyway. We shouldn't talk about on the internet.
Whatever. These are past crimes. Like there's a statute of limitations.
But
it's well over 7 years.
It's still going on.
We're not still going on it. We're not going on it still.
I might be.
We're not still ongoing. We are in the past.
We always will have been.
We have a yellowkittylawyer.com.org.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
that got old so fast. I apologize to anyone that suffered through that in the earlier episode. But what I'm trying to say is we have a lawyer right here, so I'm pretty sure we're...
Did I get fired?
No. It's just I was being annoying. Are the hot wings hot enough? I feel like they should be hot. I like my hot wings very cold.
I'll eat a hot wing any way it comes. Sometimes when it's cold, it comes off easier.
There's like a hot wing come in your mouth joke there that I'm not going to say out loud, but you all can figure it out for yourselves.
I like the way the hot wing comes.
No matter what?
No matter. In any way. In any way.
So this brings us to our next sponsor. Gino's Pizza, Figueroa Street. The best hot wings. I will say the best dry rubbed, unsauced, like literally no options for sauce. You get them how we make them.
They come
wings
often.
In Santa Barbara. There's a lot of other wings, sauce action, like Sama Samu. They have the best sauced wings, hands down. But Gino's, if you want like a good old-fashioned dry rub, Gino's Pizza, Figueroa Street, get the wings. It's like $8 for 12. It's insane how cheap that shit is. So how good Gino's food is that everything is so cheap and they're like a half a block off a state and they can still charge those prices. You know they are slanging some Italian food.
What's the best Gino's item?
Hands down, the salami panini.
Salami panini?
Hands down.
Done. All right.
It is $8 for a salami panini, which is essentially a medium pizza. They use the pizza crust as the panini crust.
Can we pose like,
it's like
restaurant
a medium...
battles right now, or is this an ad?
No, let me just finish the ad, and then we'll get to the battles.
Okay.
So, like, they literally will do, like, a medium-sized pizza, like a 12-inch pizza.
Solid.
Fold it in half. Not like a calzone. Like, just a pizza folded in half with tomato, lettuce, salami, cheese, and then their house sauce, and that's it.
Nice.
But because they use the pizza dough as the crust, it's brilliant. And it's $8 for that with a side salad. And I've eaten Geno's. I always talk about how Los Arroyos is my favorite Santa Barbara restaurant. What my heart of hearts it is. But I've eaten Geno's a fuck ton more because of that $8.
Yeah, you reminded me. Emilio Estevez, I think it was.
I sent him to Los Arroyos. Shout out to Emilio Estevez, dude. Like, I sent you to Los Arroyos after you ate the lark.
I wonder how it went.
Dude, you want to know how it went? It went amazing.
It went well.
Because I told him to get the Al Pastor chimichanga, which is what you do.
The only thing you get.
No. I get other things, but it's...
No, first time?
The first time,
yeah.
That's what you do. That's like some gangster shit right there. The same way that, like, hey, has anybody out there ever gotten their breakfast burrito chimichanga style? You're welcome if you haven't. It is one of the greatest moves for a hungover soul that still has to go to work.
Shout out to whoever told you to do that.
That was me.
I think it was Greg.
Yeah, there was that guy Greg that lives in my brain. But
it's weird how he talks to you.
He talks all the time. It's so weird.
I think he's doing
Just
well.
leave it. Yellow Kitty's dropping shit on the floor. Lily will eat it.
No, she didn't do anything.
Don't. Also, how dare you waste the chicken wing?
The wing decided what to do.
Okay. She's not
The wing
past the
can
hangry
come.
phase.
The wings
Let's not
come
fuck with
any
her
way
yet.
that you like.
But that's how you like it. She likes hers to be not on the floor.
Well,
And I respect
sometimes
that.
it is the floor. You drop it.
Okay, so speaking of great idea.
Idea what?
Man. Floors that vacuum themselves or clean themselves. Can we please?
No,
I get that we have the Roombas.
skip it in. Like, I think the better thing is the floor that permeates, right? So it just knows what falls on it and just sucks it down.
That's what I'm saying. Like a nano, right? That's still
Why not?
nanotech. Like a floor that just vibrates while you're not at home and just sucks everything down and then changes the molecular structure.
What if
and
the
then
floor
uses
could
it
make
to,
the rug?
Well, then obviously that should be an option.
So like you can go both ways.
So
you can create something and you can everything you drop turns into more rug.
That's genius. Recycle, reduce, reuse, and close the loop.
That close the loop, dude.
But so imagine like Iron Man's suit from Infinity War / Endgame, where it's just nanotech.
Okay.
But a floor that you're like, I want a rug here, and I want that to be clean, and it's the same technology.
So you can go two ways. You can go like hologram, so it looks like this.
No. I want it to be.
I
physical.
want it to be there.
Yeah.
So you got to build it.
I don't want my floors to look clean.
So like I'm thinking, I'm
want it to
going
be
I'm
clean.
going full on Back to the Future 2. You got to throw the trash on the floor in your apartment. I remember how Ivy worked, right? You throw all the
yes, I do too.
and like somehow
She missed out on that one
I know,
so badly.
but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing how things just tend to clean themselves up. And if you follow the rules and you put things where they're supposed to go, all of a sudden you have a more green environment. The sun shines. It's beautiful. And if we had some kind of way to, encapsulate that into a small room, maybe like however big this room is.
This room's pretty small.
But it'd be, start small, right?
Yeah.
Make perfect it and then expand.
Essentially,
So you throw your bottle on the ground and it gets absorbed by your little nanobots and it builds more rug or maybe it cleans a part of the rug.
yeah. So you're essentially saying like recycle the organic matter that falls upon the surface.
Yeah.
Through the nanobites that suck that matter down into the surface and then know where to put it. That's 100%.
It's almost
what
like
I'm saying.
nature.
That is, again, it's a really great idea.
We should definitely do that for
Should we record this? Oh, should we be recording? I feel like we've
Are we
been
not
talking
recording?
about it for forever.
Oh,
That
well.
joke just got old, by the way.
Which joke?
But yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I want more details.
Exactly. No, like the act of like vacuuming first, cleaning a floor, having to move the rugs and stuff. It's when you have a wonderful partner that like she enjoys doing that or he enjoys doing that. By the way, I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. But when you have a wonderful partner that they gain solace in like repetitive things, like I love fucking laundry. Like I love doing laundry, so give me all laundry. And when you have a partner that does the floors, you forget like what it takes to do the floors, and then all of a sudden you find yourself having to do the floors, and you're like, shit. I wish there was a better way to do this. AKA, I wish I didn't have to do this.
You know what the hardest thing to do on the floor is clean it.
Exactly, because it's the most dirtiest place in everything. You're constantly walking upon it.
Do you guys have any idea how to do it properly? Like I've never figured out a good. Like you got to kind of mop it up. It sucks.
It's like sweep, vacuum.
You can't do
mop.
like a suction thing. It doesn't work.
No, it's like sweep, vacuum, mop, dry, sweep again, and then Swiffer, I think, is the only
I
way.
kind of want a squeegee.
Again, squeegees are great. You could throw that in
But
there
like you
with
have
Swiffer.
like a tile, you're fucked.
Dude. At Llama Dog, we have a cleaning company come in every fucking
Do they have a
night.
machine that like has like a
No. Let me just finish this before I get.
Okay.
I'm already too stoned to forget it. But like at Llama Dog, we have this thing where we have a company. Maybe during COVID, they come in like 3 times a week. No,
Yeah.
but when we were pre-COVID, every night they would come in and do all the floors in the bathrooms.
Yeah, clean it up.
But behind the bar, where we are,
They never did.
they never did because the employees had to do it. And the reason why is it's like solidarity. It's like if you're down to clean this dirty ass floor every night, even though you know someone's going to still come in and do it in the morning
Yeah.
over what you did, it was a really good way to figure out like who really loves this job and who's down. And it became a like a thing of barter too, where it's like, oh, you're the new kid. Guess what? Like you're doing the floors for a little bit. And then someone else got hired and then you got to pass the baton. But it's literally like we could have that company do the extra, I don't know, 12 by 5, 60 square feet for zero cost. Like, hey guys, you could just clean back there, but we prefer that the
No,
employees
but that's
have
probably
to do
one of the more
because,
dirty places, to be honest.
Yeah. I would also argue no. Because back there's only a total of like 6 people during the whole day. Everywhere else in the bar,
but
it's
you're
probably
also
like
spilling
3 to
drinks,
350.
going back and forth more often.
Do you think that we spill more drinks behind the bar or in front of the bar?
I think that there's an unfair pressure put on me right now. I don't
Well,
know.
you're not a bartender.
I don't know.
Infinitely more spillages outside of the bar. They are usually professionals and they're usually sober behind the bar. So like, dude, we're not spilling shit. You guys are spilling shit. But again, it's just one of those things where it's like, dude, you want to work here? Guess what? You're gonna swab the decks for your first 4 months.
Yeah, I mean, like keep the fucking deck clean.
Yeah.
That's good, smart.
It
Yeah.
would literally cost us $0 extra to just have the company in the morning clean it for us and not have to worry about it.
Would you
But
say? Oh, there's a
good-
sweet
that's good
spider
management
in your
there
house,
by
by the
Pete
way. Do you
Muir.
see that?
Where?
Look up there. You see it? It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, he's been there for a few days.
What's his
Any
name?
spider that's smaller than a dime can hang out.
No, he's good. He's gonna kill all the bugs, dude.
Exactly. There's a lot of bugs right now. Especially
There's a
with this
lot
weird
of
humidity.
bugs.
But anything bigger than a dime, you're getting murdered.
I don't know.
Ashley would, wifey number 2 would like capture them and put them outside. But I gotta be honest, most of the time I notice them, it's in really awkward
You
moments.
know, a different way to handle that would be to like just make it up someone else.
Make what?
Make up someone else.
No, I like wifey number 2.
Like Ashley Larry.
This is all getting cut. This is the shit that I will have to listen to, Alex, and cut out later. Anyways, you gotta stop laughing because I can't edit it in if it cuts in with you laughing hardcore. Do you want another drink real quick while we have a break?
quick.
Okay. So yeah, no, like any spider that's I'll grab it for you.
No, I got,
Oh man, we both ran into the table at the same time. I wonder if that it looks like it registered. Yellow Kitty, how are your wings?
Amazing.
Are they making you way less hangry?
Thank you for saving my life.
Thank you for being honest with me.
This portion is sponsored by
Pinot Grigio.
Yellow Kitty.
I think we bought this at a store.
Stores are a great place to find stuff to buy. I'm just going to say that out loud. If you guys don't know that, blow your mind. Stores, you can find stuff there that you can purchase with money.
Sometimes a favor will work.
Yeah, but I feel like money has become more valuable than favors recently.
I don't think so.
Dude, I'm not paying my rent during COVID with favors.
Well, I didn't pay for it before COVID with favors either.
True story. I guess you're right. So you're arguing against yourself at this point.
I think people like beers.
Yeah.
And everybody who, what's the real conspiracy, right?
What is the real conspiracy?
I thought you would tell me.
I'm high. What are we talking about?
I asked you first.
Exactly. Oh, man. What were we talking about? Cheers.
I thought we were talking about COVID or something. I don't remember.
We were talking about how money pays for things.
Money does pay for things.
No.
If you like money.
So,
How much money would it take for you to not like money?
here's a fun idea. I'm going to just completely walk right over what you said.
That's
We're talking about like weird things like recycling and stuff with the floor stuff. What if everybody had a wallet that had 10 pieces of paper or whatever in their wallet, and based on what you had, it would turn into something that you needed. Like instead of printing dollar bills, like you had a nanotech thing that would just make it what it was that you could. So
How big are we talking?
just like the same size as a dollar to keep things consistent in the beginning. But the idea, like credit cards are essentially this, but we all still pay with greenbacks. But like, as we need more and more
A way to
cotton
digitize
and
cash. Yeah, okay.
so you have a thing where it's like, I give you this thing that's worth, it says 20 right now and it costs this, and then you give it back to me and it's all of a sudden, $1.50.
So receipt, a digital receipt, a
Yeah.
digital exchange program that by physically
Again,
exchanging it.
credit cards already exist. This just
Yeah, sure.
use credit cards. We should just get rid of cash. But in order to move people towards that, the idea of having something that like still looks like a dollar and it just changes its visual look based on what it's worth. You never,
what is the,
you never get
what
rid
is
of
the
it.
value of the record of the transaction?
I'm so not smart enough to understand what you just said. Try that one more time.
What is the value of the record of the transaction? Why do
The
you
value
want?
of the records are always as valuable as the transaction that they recorded.
Are there,
what do you mean
Are
here?
there any things that you don't want to have to deal with someone else being part of it for?
Can I get you to take that one more time? I'm like
Do
I'm
you
right on
want-
the edge.
Do you?
What are you asking me?
Are you asking if you always want to rely on someone else to do what you like?
Are you with me?
If
on
you use
this
a
one,
credit
Hello
card,
Kitty?
you have a mediary.
You
Yes.
have to just keep asking him questions to understand.
No,
what
no.
he's
Again,
trying to
I know,
say.
but I just wanted to know if I was the odd man out or
No,
if he was.
I
Okay.
don't know what he means.
So
No, I'm talking about how you
the mediary
purchase things.
So the mediary would be, like you said, a credit card has a mediary.
Yeah.
This would be the same way. Literally, like imagine a credit card that changed its visual look
No,
based on what it was valued.
we're agreeing. What you're talking about is eliminating the bank.
No, I'm talking about eliminating printing paper money.
Yeah, but like, that's what I'm saying. Instead of having cash, which you find somehow or you print yourself, you have this means of directly interacting with an individual. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I like your art. I would like to give you money
Yeah.
for some.
Yeah.
And then you get like, let's say you're playing.
Do you want to know what the device would be? It'd be probably your fucking iPhone or your Android, because that's what it's coming down to.
That's I'm trying to make sure that I understand.
So shout out to, I'm going to take a
Android
little bit of a left
and
turn here.
iPhone?
No, but shout out to Figueroa Brake and Auto Care at Figueroa de la Vina, because during COVID, I had all this car work done, and I saw him 4 times. It was all for things that like I didn't know I needed, but when COVID happened, I didn't go out and had all this money to fix my car. I started doing things, and he was recommended by the guy that does my taxes, who was another great person. And the first time during COVID when I had to pay him, like however much money, he's like, you can just like wave your credit card over our thing and it'll charge it. And me, being a tech savvy person who's obviously knows how to record a podcast, went, what? He blew my mind. Like I didn't realize, and it was there the whole time. They had the little Wi-Fi logo on my car. I didn't realize the whole time. All I
It's
had to
been
do
there the whole time.
exactly
from the
It
beginning.
blew my mind. So that's the mediation. It's the same. I'm not trying to get rid of the bank. I'm trying to get rid of using cotton and paper to print dollar bills and using cool, nanotech credit cards to get people to wean themselves off of the cash money, because it's so nice to have cash money in your pocket.
Greg, this is a mark of the beast argument, bro.
What does that mean?
Get a chip in your wrist, right?
I would happily.
And
Would-
then
I'd prefer it.
if you fuck up, you turn the chip off, and then you can't buy anything.
Again, most of my life I haven't been able to buy much of anything.
I
So it
like
wouldn't be
so
new.
like you go back to where you are, like just let's go bow hunting.
So how about this? Instead of a chip in your arm, which you're right, you could just deactivate, just get a UPC tattoo. Now this brings up a lot of
You could
stuff
change it.
with
I have to steal
historical,
Can I see
like,
your, I'll take a picture.
No,
of yours.
again, there's a lot of bad connotations with this stuff. But one of my friends in college who I played in a couple bands with got a UPC tattoo, and he worked at the video store in Ella Vista, and he scanned his UPC code and put himself in the system as like, this is Jesse. He's work. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. It's Jesse. He's worth $9.99. Like I would be okay with something like that. Something that was just a visual cue that I could scan like a QR code. Now, yeah, chip in my body. We're talking like a lot of trust and a lot of hackability. But I would 100% like, instead of a wallet,
Oh,
what
you
if I
go
just
to
had a
the
wallet with a QR code and that's how I paid for everything as I just held it over? I'm down for that kind of simplicity.
An idea
regardless
about
of the hackability. It's all about saving time at the end of the day.
But what are you like? How much are you saving and how much are you losing?
Dude, it remains to be seen. Like my time is the most valuable thing to me. My money is not as valuable as my time, and I hope that you think the same way. So anything that speeds up a process in life where I get more time back to myself is the most valuable thing in the world to me.
One of the most important things to do is to remember that you're alive every single fucking moment of every single day.
That is also very true. And this is why I love you and we're doing this together.
Well, you're
What
talking
better
like
way-
you're talking like a real sausage over there.
Well, I mean, I love sausage, and I'm actually making us
too.
dinner tonight with sausage in it, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
These two were lovely enough to wait till after the podcast to get fed.
No,
this wasn't no duck à l'orange. Like, get you over here first and then do this.
What is she laughing at?
She's laughing because if those wings didn't exist, this podcast would not be happening because I'd be making dinner right now.
Sorry, that was the Mongols attacked.
We've already overutilized South Park quotes.
Why not?
Why not?
You know, they didn't really invade
Poland.
You can't just say Poland for everything.
But you just said invade. Invade Poland is a pretty... I thought that was... Did everybody else think that was funny? I thought it was funny.
Well, what's the most invaded country? I don't know.
Uranus.
That's the most... That's the best planet, obviously, is Uranus.
It's Uranus, by the way.
Depends on where you're from.
Do you know what would be funny is if we... Because they made sure that late 90s, early 2000s, really, they're like, it's Uranus. No one made a big deal out of it when I was a kid. But in the early 2000s, it's Uranus. I feel like we should just start calling buttholes unuses. It's like it's Uranus. Let's take the power back so that it's still funny.
Well,
Doug Stanhope, shout out to you, you motherfucker.
Is that
Talks
his
about
idea?
the euphemism treadmill about it's like
It's
whatever
well said.
word is the scientific definition of something that
He's
you
absolutely right.
Yeah, so this is us enacting that.
How do we how do you start? You just got to use
Here's what we do. So everybody
What's
start
the
calling
most-
instead of
Ernest.
No, it's like, dude, stop being an unus, you know?
You fucking
Uranus.
honest.
Just stop being an unus, dude. Lick my unus. We can take the power back. She hasn't thrown the towel in yet.
Is the
I do have one as well.
the Latin correct?
Damn it, I gave it to her. I have
don't
no
know.
clue.
I don't know.
By the way, speaking of Latin, I feel like I've told you guys this already, and I feel like everybody should know this. Right now during COVID, Rosetta Stone is offering a lifetime subscription for infinite languages for like $325. That's insane. Like the programs back in the day when I was pirating them, to bring it full circle, were like $85 per language.
Yeah.
Now, to have a lifetime subscription for $325, that program helped me with Spanish in a way that I can't explain. You try to describe how it works to people the way they figured it out. So, Rosetta Stone, thank you guys for being you. Like, this is a great opportunity. Everyone should do it. $325 to learn any language you want for the rest of your life, as long as Rosetta Stone is still a company, I guess would be the exclamation point.
Or you can download it illegally.
Again, dude, I always said, this is why I love Spotify. I was like, dude, I will stop torrenting as soon as something that comes along easier that I can pay for.
It's very much easier.
Spotify. Now, I know that there's been a lot of arguments
Rosetta
about
Stone is
Spotify.
bought by Spotify?
No,
Spotify?
but like I know that like Spotify probably doesn't pay its celebrity artists as much, but like all the independent ones are probably happy with it.
She was telling me
genuinely,
about
dude,
you could be a good book reader. You could read comic books and get paid.
What are you talking about?
You as a
Segue. Give me a segue.
You're talking about Spotify and like the books and like everything that you can get broadcast through it. Podcasts. There are audiobooks that I think you guys should all listen to. One of them is about how you discover what to do at a table of 3 alone with like a natural wood lantern directly on the table, and like you have a glass of wine and some chicken wings. You decide, all right, how do you find out what the next step is? The best move is to always ask Greg.
No, it's not. If you want the weirdest answer, yeah.
That's probably the best answer.
Actually, the first answer is usually, hold on, let me get the microphones. We should probably record what happens next.
Hold on, let me get the microphones.
No, but audiobooks. What were we talking about? About the
I
audiobooks?
thought we were talking
Were you
about...
trying to convince
He
me?
was going to talk about how you can read them and get paid.
That's what I was thinking. You were trying to tell me that like I should probably do that.
Well, your voice is wonderful.
So is yours, by the way.
I can't read a book.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that. You are so blonde. It's adorable.
It seems like
but you also are
a
the kind of
waste of
person that I
time.
feel like when you study for a test, you open the book at the book. You open the book at the exact midpoint, and then just set your wonderful hairline down on it for like 10 minutes, and then you just know everything that book has to offer.
Well, I mean, you had to use your eyes probably.
By the way, you don't look like Vince McMahon at all tonight.
Who's Vince McMahon?
Don't make me say that again. We went over this last
I
time.
don't know who that is. I don't. Why are you
This is proof right here that we are actually high doing this, people. Like, come on. That is amazing.
I've never.
We spent like at least 6 minutes last time telling you about.
Sounds like a golfer. Does he golf?
He probably does.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine. Hey, Vince, can you give us a call?
Vince McMahon.
Can you let me know if you golf? Are you pulling up the picture again?
Did
Are we
he-
doing this again? So, deja vu, Christopher Nolan style.
Christopher Nolan.
We're going to show for the second time on the air what Vince McMahon looks like.
No fucking way. Oh well. I can't.
Thank you all for sharing that moment with us. That was
What?
beautiful.
What films was he even in?
He owns the WWE, man. We've talked about the. Can we please move on? We've talked about it.
It looks like he might have some bone strength problems.
Did anybody catch that? I did not catch that. I haven't seen
I'm
him
trying my
laugh
hardest.
this hard in forever. This is great. You're crying. Oh my god, you're crying on the air, and I love you for it. I hope everybody else is crying too, because
I don't know who he
I
is.
was trying to get him to look at it, and he wouldn't even look at it.
Yellow Kitty, in a stroke of genius, found one of the
Oh.
Vince McMahon like memes where it's like his different looks of excitement, and it's like 2-day delivery, 1-day delivery, same day delivery, and shopping at the store. For those of you that have seen it, you know how genius this woman is, because holy shit, what a fucking Easter
That's
egg that
Vince.
was.
That's him.
That's him.
Oh, I was crying for no reason.
No.
I thought it was somebody else. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Jesus Christ. I know that asshole.
I love you guys so
He
much.
didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He fucking. Never mind.
I want to hear your Vince McMahon story, because apparently you have one.
He runs the Regents.
Please don't make me go back and cut this out. The whole reason I have to listen to all these motherfuckers is make sure we don't talk about the bleep. Since
Well, why not?
what is that? What are you?
What is?
I don't think that's him. Why are you? Ew.
I was looking for pictures.
She just showed me a picture of like a super ripped dude with a chain around his neck, and that's not Vince McMahon. I mean, maybe his name is Vince McMahon. Oh, now I'm turned on. Did you see how hot that guy was?
Dude, stop rubbing your nipples, dude. I see it. No.
We need to get Yellow Kitty. Like, instead of getting Yellow Kitty a microphone, what we need to do is just have the one camera when we go video of just her the whole time dealing with us. So they don't see us, but it's just a camera on Yellow Kitty of just her dealing with us while we do this. How beautiful is
No.
that?
And here's a great idea.
Okay.
We can use everybody. Well, we'll start with hers, but we have this single camera looking at her, and she's listening and dealing with us, and you get to watch her reaction solo. And we have a DJ mix music to it, but it's all it's all silent, so you get some kind of cool beats going, and all of a sudden, like, you pipe it into her, and you have this weird live interaction between a DJ and a person working, who all of a sudden is like feeling better, and like.
So he's live soundtracking her feelings of watching us. Is that what you're saying?
It's because this DJ volunteers. Well, the person sitting at the
Obviously, he volunteers because we're not going to pay him shit in the
desk.
beginning.
No. I wanted to. I skipped to the end. Other way around. So
This is an Inception podcast.
sorry. The first part is, you're at work and you're bummed out. You want to fucking like get some cool shit. So you're like, all right, I want to get a personal DJ.
Okay.
Get someone to mix music for me.
Yeah.
And they have to, like, I want a person, not some kind of bot. and it'd be cool. Like all of a sudden, you could like talk to them and like, oh, we're going to this club on Thursday. Like you dial to the local scene.
There's like a soundtrack writer for your emotions. and
Yeah,
your
exactly.
experiences
And
in
all of a
life.
sudden,
Okay.
all of a sudden, you're like, oh, cool. Yeah. You subscribe. It's like a nickel a fucking week, however it goes, and you're good. And you're like, yeah, all right, great music. And then like all of a sudden, you start like getting into the scene, you make new friends, you expand. And, like then there's this like group of DJs where I started. It's like other way around. Like okay, so you get these people that you're playing music for, and pretty much everybody has the same problems, and they're just like, okay, let's make some happy music, and like people start being happy, and then they start being happy together, and then like the music changes, and then all of a sudden you got to hire more people to like DJ for different kinds of things, and like
So now would
skip to the end, like everybody's happy.
would the DJs be specific to each person? And so that what you're saying is the more people in a group, the more DJs they are, and the more the DJs have to work together to make the music for the feeling at large?
No, I think that there should be a way for people to simply find friends that could fulfill that role,
The role of what, a DJ?
providing entertainment for each other.
I mean,
Why rely on?
but I'm pretty sure since the dawn of time, that's the only reason that friendships exist is because someone provides you with entertainment.
But that's part of it. But one of the best things is when you find someone who can entertain many people.
So what you're saying is you want a DJ that will, like, anytime you walk in any situation is going to DJ it so well that you command the room?
That's the most terrifying part of it. Like, I don't like that
Did
at
I
all.
put the cart before the horse?
Well,
Did I go down the, what is his name?
you asked me to go the other way, so I was starting at the root of the problem.
Okay.
And the end of the problem
That's the
is
Dick
like,
Cheney version.
yeah. Shoot him in the fucking
I just
face.
watched Vice, by the way. It was a great movie with Christian Bale. And
Christian
it was
Bale?
a very great dark comedy, and holy shit. Either way, continue. Dude, I feel like we already in our own brains have soundtracks happening at all times that I don't need a DJ. What I want is something that like attaches to the side of my head that like whatever either pre-existing or made up song that is playing in my brain at any given moment, like I could press a button, it would broadcast out loud. Or like the other, this is my favorite great idea. I want to be able to record my dreams like in a DVR TiVo format and then just archive them. So at any point I can go back, dude, I have the most, I mean, I'm sure most people do, maybe not, but like I have the most insane immersive dreams that like, if I'm not dreaming, wow, I am stoned too. If I'm not dreaming a night, like each night, like it ruins my day because it's an escape and they're very like immersive and feel real. But I want to go back and watch them, especially when you try to like describe a weird dream to someone and then it just doesn't make sense. You could just go, like, hold on, let me show you, and they'd be like, oh fuck, I know exactly what you're getting. Like I would love to have a device that when you sleep, it just records your dreams onto a DVR. And then at any point, you can just go back on your, what was that thing called? The Winamp, and just,
I have
call
Winamp.
up, this date and
Milk Drop.
replay it. Yeah.
Shout out to Milk Drop, the best visualization program there was.
What was it like?
will have
Control
been.
T was was it Control T was how you turn on the visualizations?
I usually put it on desktop mode, so it changes the background. So you're,
Yeah,
it's
full
Windows.
screen.
But it's behind the icon, so you can just use
Dude, that's genius.
Windows like you like. It's the best thing there is.
One of my favorite jokes I would play in college, I did this a little bit when I was working in art departments, but specifically before I moved into the Mac realm and was in the PC realm, is you take a screenshot of someone's background, and then you make that their background, and then you pick one folder
Oh yeah.
and hide everything else in it to the point where they'll spend like 30 minutes trying to click on, like, it was so fun to watch. It was so mean, especially at work. Don't do it to your employees when they have deadlines because it'll fuck you over as a manager. But also, it's a beautiful thing to watch. It was old school, like, prank.
My favorite was the high school published their grading system on like the campus website. So like,
Okay.
I want to say it was Andrew Carnegie Middle School.
Yep.
What was that asshole's name? This new like principal assumed duties because like everybody else quit for some undisclosed reason. He probably
Wink, wink.
skip to the end.
Yep.
There was no fucking lawsuit. Everybody like cleaned out. Few teachers like basically said, "Well, we're out of here," and so shit went wild. and we had a like weird like I don't know what's it called, like the science teacher.
What was I just talking about? I feel like there was a point that we were both getting to, and I was expecting you to add to it. And then this is live, by the way. I have no clue where this came from, but I was really invested.
Me too. I forgot what we were talking about.
Shit.
You just we had a point.
Not so great.
Hold on. This is the best part about recording. Hold, please. Okay, so it took us a little longer to investigate. We were talking about pranks and prank jobs, and then you started talking about a teacher. Do you care to?
No, man.
You don't remember?
There's too many.
We tried. We really. Somebody will admit.
I admit.
Yellow Kitty, that we tried. But my other favorite prank, as far as like shit like that, was when I had the art department. There was like essentially my name drop, like production artist on my left, and then there was like my creative, like content creator, illustrator, designer employee on the right, and then I was in the middle doing like all the catalog shit and all like the management stuff. And it was right around the time that the Imagination Land trilogy from South Park came out. One of the greatest hour-and-a-half movies that has ever been made. Like animated, I would put like the Imagination Land trilogy above South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut. Now I know Hans Christian Andersen said that South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut was like one of the best musicals of modern times, and that carries a lot of weight because it's probably true. But the Imagination Land trilogy, as a 3-part episode put together because they sold it as a DVD, as a movie, is brilliant. And so one of my favorite things is they released, when it came out on DVD, a screensaver that was the dude in the little blimp just going, imagination, imagination. So I would go to lunch and I put my screensaver on like a 15-minute timer, but I'll also make it password activated. And I would take an hour lunch. And so my 2 employees would sit there. Obviously, they wouldn't. They would go out and do shit. But I wouldn't do it all the time. But like, I would literally make it so 45 minutes of like we can't turn off the Imagination Land song. No. And I would be like eating like a taco and just being like, this is just makes me so happy that they're stuck listening to this. And hopefully the office downstairs, they can kind of hear it through the walls. Like, that was one of the most beautiful things that South Park ever released was a screensaver for that moment. Wow. And I used it well. And I'm an asshole to work with in offices, apparently.
No, that's not right. Like, because that's a great thing to have.
Power?
No, the fucking screensaver with the.
Yeah, but the power to be like, fuck you guys, I'm going to lunch. You're going to listen to this for 45 minutes? That's a dick move. But it was also.
It's a solid dick
That
move.
is why I spent
it's a hard
11
dick
years
it's a very hard dick move.
Dedicating myself to one specific medium of screen printing.
This is down in Ventura?
Yeah, so that I could get to the point where I finally had a department of my own, and I could just make a stupid South Park joke. Dedication, man.
You miss it?
No. Like, would immediately say yes if I did.
I know you would.
Especially in this moment, like, no.
Yeah.
Do I miss working with Ian?
Yeah.
In a screen print shop?
Yeah,
oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, we'll probably get bored of everything else and do that once we have the money to just do it for fun.
I don't think it's just necessarily like what you do. It's about who you do it with.
Exactly. I mean, yes, across the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
In I would just like to clarify that, like, sometimes when you say who you do it with, like, working for a company you believe in counts.
It's also
like, you may not know
and how
you may not know the CEO, but there is someone that you believe in and are excited to work for, or a boss. Like, I want that to be included in what you're saying.
Yeah. You gotta have a good team.
Yeah, you gotta want to go to work. And honestly,
you never catch it if you don't go fishing.
True story. You don't go anywhere unless you leave the house.
I've never been anywhere except for out the house.
You can't turn the wheel unless you push the cart. How many more of these do
The horse never left the stable without a lead.
One of my favorites, you can't push a rope, but you can pull it.
Sometimes the rope is frozen.
Did you just make that up right now? That game, set, match. Legitimately. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go hang out with my friends. This is the end of the podcast. We are done. That is the best words. Though sometimes the rope is frozen.
Sometimes the rope's frozen.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking it out to episode, 4?
Yeah. Wow. Tuesday.
Good night.
And there you have it. We think that's as good a place as any to call it. Thank you for listening. This has been the Great Highdeas Podcast. Follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud. Like and subscribe if that's something people still do. But either way, until next time, take care of yourselves. All right, it's that time again. The Great Highdeas Podcast Radio Hour. Got something a little different for you guys this time. The first few, or I should say the last few, those few were pretty much, demos recorded on the fly while watching TV. This one was actually done as a little side project with a drummer friend of mine. And I'm very proud of it. It's got a full band sound. It's actually recorded well. And the project is called The Motor League, and the song is called House of Cards. I hope you enjoy.